there's hundreds of community bands, but this one is 141 years old. It's one of the oldest continuously running bands in the state of Illinois. I'm not sure about the rest of the country. I think out east they have some bands that are considerably older. But for this part of the country, it's pretty old. Marshall City Band was organized in 1875 by a gentleman named L.A. Wallace. He was a professor. At that time, there was actually a college in Marshall that actually existed where the North Elementary School is now, on the north side of town. It was primarily for entertainment, give the kids something to do, give some of the adults that knew how to play something to do. For a long time, they played off a portable bandstand downtown that they actually, it was stored in a stable, and they drug it across the dirt streets and set it up when they played. The band has seen different incarnations. It's been a cornet band. The woodwinds didn't become part of the band until later. The band just kept growing. It's been going continually as far as we can judge since that time. This will be our 141st season. I've been in the band personally for 44 years. My wife's been in it 41 years. We've had a horseshoer, we've had farmers, we've had lawyers, doctors, teachers, nurses, just all kind of people that played in high school. They wanted to keep playing, so they come to City Band. Generally, there's about 55 people in the band. We can't really accommodate more than that because of the size of the bandstand. Occasionally, we'll get more people show up and we'll have auditions and have to eliminate a few, which is unfortunate. We don't really like to turn anybody away because it is a community band. We maintain a pretty high level, I think, of experience and musicianship. We've got some really old music that came from the very beginning. Lately we've started buying some newer stuff. We play some show tunes, movie themes, that kind of thing. Try to appeal to the modern audience, but we still play a lot of the old stuff too, because that's what we do. That's where we came from. So a lot of the old marches, some old World War I type music, things of that nature. We practice starting 1st of May every Monday throughout the summer, and concerts are every Friday, starting the first Friday in June. And we'll go about halfway through August when school starts again, and we lose about half the band back to schools. We also play for Memorial Day services at the American Legion here in town. And the 4th of July, we always play a concert before the fireworks at the fairgrounds. Have a lot of fun. It's a fun thing to do, and you know, it kind of serves a purpose, I think. We still have, when we're playing concerts on a Friday night, concerts start at 8 o'clock, so it's getting dark. And in between songs, you can hear the kids running around the bandstand and screaming and having a good time. And that's what it's for. And I think it's one of those things that really needs to be kept going for a small community or even a large community. There's an ethic that you learn. There's things that you learn about being around other people and playing with other people and covering your part and making sure other people cover their parts. And it's a team effort, just like any sport would be. And it's so generational. It's a continuing thread through the community from young to old. There's no generation gap in the band. You know, people come to play, they come to learn music, and I think that kind of holds everything together.
It's something that's very dear to me, and it's been going on since October of 2009. The Gaslight Art Colony actually started, in a sense, 41 years ago. I moved to Marshall in 1975 and had always been very interested in art, but hadn't really had the opportunity for 6 or 7 years to really get involved in it or even paint or anything at that time. The reason we came to Marshall was my husband had gotten a job with Miller and Mealing and was going to be an attorney. And at that time when we moved here, I didn't know any other friends other than Kate, who was Bill's wife. And I was thrilled when I realized that she liked art, and there was actually a group of ladies that painted on Tuesday mornings. And then one day, out of the blue, Mary Lou Corneliuson called me. She was working at the chamber at that time, and she wanted to know if I would help her with something. And so I went to find out what it was, and she was hoping that there could be a place in town where people could show pictures. And my husband had passed away a couple years prior to that, and I had a building I really didn't know what I was going to do with. And so I sat there and was thinking and thought, well, what about my building? That was in like February, and October of that year we had a nonprofit organization formed and was open with our first opening. We were all thinking and trying to come up with a name. The past, Marshall was known for the artist colony, the writers colony. And so we thought, well, that's maybe time for the artists to have their colony. And then there happened to be a Gaslight out front of the building, so it just, Gaslight Art Colony sounded good, we thought. We have an opening each month. We feature different artists. One artist can have the whole show, or there could be 2 or 3 together, depending on how it is. We have a colony show twice a year, where as long as you're a member of the colony, you can come and show your work. For those who just do it as a hobby or don't have enough work to actually have a featured show by themselves, but it encourages them every 6 months that they've got to at least come up with a couple new pieces so they can show them in the colony show. And I think there was 24 artists in that first colony show. And when people came, they were just amazed that, I didn't know she did that, or he, painted or what. So it was really good for everybody to see what a lot of people in town are doing that they don't know about. Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of people that come to just stop in, for the gallery, and are just, amazed that we do have something like, this here. It's been a lot of work, more than I thought it was going to be when we took it on. But then, like I said, it was just very rewarding and gratifying, and has done really well.
A community foundation is a collection of funds to enhance the quality of life in the community. And this also enables people to make donations and become part of the community. The way I got started on this, back 3 or 4 years ago, I was invited to a meeting, and a lady from the Southeastern Illinois Community Foundation, Jody Hightower, was there, presented the story. And I thought it was an interesting story, but didn't do anything. So about that same time, I had a lady here in town who's a retiree. She said to me, "Do we have a community foundation?" And I said, "Yes, we've got a school foundation, a 4-H foundation." She said, no, I mean a community foundation. I said, "Well, not as such." So nothing happened, and about a month or 6 weeks later, she said to me, "I took my money and went to Terre Haute." And that gave me a charge. It got me going, and we started things to progress on that. And now our goal is to work with the Southeastern Illinois Community Foundation. She is working with 8 counties. They have 117 different funds within that group, and we've decided to join them. We're not going to be in competition with the 4-H Foundation or the school foundation, because we feel those are very important. In fact, 2 of the people from those organizations are on our board of directors. We have 2 retired bankers on the board. We have the Chamber of Commerce director. We have the school superintendent. We have a lady from the Extension Service on there. We have a couple of business people, and we have a retired librarian, and also our Chamber of Commerce director. So we have 8 people who are experienced in various stages of life, and they know what they're talking about. But to get things started, I put $5,000 in, and that's where it stands right now. We've had a couple of small donations since then. We're ready to start to get help from people. And people can donate many things. They can donate money, of course. They could donate land. They could donate insurance policy, donate anything of value. Farmers could donate grain. And overall, it's an opportunity for the community to build and grow and enhance the growth of the community. So we're looking forward to having people help us out whenever they can, and we feel like we're going to be able to do quite a bit. It's going to take time. Well, we think that we're finally catching up to the rest of the world, and so many other communities are doing things, and we need to be doing as much as they are. We brag on being an outstanding community, and this is a way to show people in the rest of the world that we are outstanding.
The part of the story for Marshall that I'm representing is the Daughters of the American Revolution chapter. Walter Burdick chapter is the name. It was started in 1908. So the Daughters of the American Revolution established themselves on October 11th, 1890. The mission was to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism. Sometime before 1908, the state D.A.R. regent asked a local woman in Marshall, Alice Reed Harlan, and they called her or notified her and asked her to start a chapter here, which she did. Her great-grandfather was Walter Burdick. He had served in Rhode Island. 2 other members had him as a patriot, so they were allowed to name the chapter after him. It was chapter number 817 in the whole organization. What was required was 12 women had to prove their line to that revolutionary soldier, and then they would fill out an application with the national level, and they would get in, and then if there were 12 of them, they could start a chapter. The first thing under that new regent that they did was to go out and find the graves of the Revolutionary soldiers that were buried in Clark County. And those were the early pioneers. One of the Revolutionary soldiers that we have marked was Zachariah Archer. And he was at the Battle of Trenton, and he eventually pioneered here in 1817 on a keelboat with his family. One of his sons that came with him was William B. William B. Archer founded Marshall. Another thing we did was in 1911, the early leaders started talking about having a public library. So they worked on it for several years, and it went to election. The people voted for it, and it opened 100 years ago this year. In 1915, our national icon, the Liberty Bell, was going from Philadelphia to San Francisco, and our chapter worked to have it stop here. So the local citizens of Marshall got to see our Liberty Bell in person. They marked Civil War graves, put flags on them, reported them. During World War I, they started the Red Cross, and the records for the chapter say they worked many, many hours in service, and then they continued that in World War II. There are like 42 committees that D.A.R, the National D.A.R, has as active things to do, and one is called Good Citizen. And our chapter has participated in that committee for over 50 years. I think it might be over 75. And what we do is we sponsor high schools in our area. We have 4. And the chairman does the program, and the school picks the student who is a good citizen, good grades, and volunteerism and other things. And the school picks one senior, and the D.A.R. gives them this Good Citizen Award. When a chapter is organized, they get a charter, and ours, being the original, was made of vellum, which I looked up is calf skin, and it's beautiful. And many chapters have lost the original charter, so we're very proud of it, and those women have protected that for 108 years. It's a great privilege to be in the D.A.R. and to be a part of Marshall, our hometown.
It all started back in 1987. Pat Stevens was the current director of the Marshall Chamber of Commerce, and she approached Mary Catherine Williams to do more festival lights, more decorating Christmas downtown. And it started out, so from that, Mary Catherine formed the Marshall Christmas Committee. And with that, they started doing business decorating contests, a light parade, And then it just kind of ballooned where they would decorate the parks all along Route 1. In 1990, they decided it was getting bigger. They needed more space, so they approached the Clark County Fair Board and asked if they could move the display out to the fairgrounds. And that's where it's been ever since. Last 4 years, we started opening up the weekend after Thanksgiving, and then it stays up until December 31st. And then after December 31st, we close our gates, and then we take everything down. We have probably over 150. We do keep growing, and with the donations that we get every year, we try to add new pieces just to make it fresh and make it new so people will come back and enjoy it. With the Angel Garden, that started back in about 2003. Someone on the committee back then thought it would be a good idea to have a garden of angels, because it's Christmas. The Angel Garden is a place where people can have a memory of their loved ones that have passed. And in the first year, we had approximately 20 angels, and this last year we had 311. So it has grown quite a bit, and people, it's one part of the drive-through that people really, really love. The Clark County Fair Board has been very gracious to us over the last several years. One of the buildings that they aren't using, and make that a storage unit for us. And without their help and their approval with that, it's really made our life easier as we put the decorations up and as we take them down. A lot of the bulbs would get destroyed and broken, and it's saved time and money. I mean, everyone just loves it. I mean, they truly appreciate it, and that's what makes us want to do it every year, because we know it's adored by the community. I know one little girl, her parents have to drive her through every night. And it's just the kids that make it special. And with grown children of my own, it's nice to see that Christmas spirit every year.
Living in a town like Marshall was never part of any kind of master plan, and it was not on my radar at all, but I just happened to go to Eastern Illinois University, and while I was there, I happened to start dating a young lady, and over the course of several years, we decided that, we really liked each other, and turns out that we decided that we would eventually stay together, and so that's how I got to Marshall, because she was from Marshall. This year will make my 30th year in town, which is hard to believe because of all the places that I have lived in Marshall longer than any place else. Having moved different places and lived in different places, that Marshall was just such a unique little community that I just fell in love with it immediately. And the people, they just embraced me on the outset. And I think that's part of that is getting involved with the community, Marshall is my Mayberry. I grew up watching the Andy Griffith Show like everybody did, and you think that Mayberry is a fictitious place, and I don't mean that in any condescending way, but Marshall is a place where the kids can run around and they're perfectly safe. There's like traditions in town that we always embraced, and I keep thinking of maybe some of the lore that you hear about Marshall. And I know that we've talked briefly about the Gypsy Queen, and we also have another place called Hatchet Man, and it's by tradition where the kids go down to this country cemetery, and there's just a bunch of malarkey about how it got its name, Hatchet Man, but it's one of those things that everybody goes every October, and it's just these little things that that seem to grow out of just from generation to generation. There seems to be this wonderful spirit of people getting involved and helping out. There seems to be a genuine attitude of wanting to help their neighbor. And whether it is helping the needy, whether it's a fundraising effort that is, maybe the band needs new uniforms. People get on board with those things. Maybe you grew up in a small town and you can't wait to, leave and go elsewhere. But, what they find out is that road that takes them away from Marshall, sometimes they find themselves on that road coming back because they find out that, boy, I had a wonderful life here and I got to experience a lot of wonderful things. I've come to a realization in the age in which I am that, man, I really live in a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you love Marshall, tonight is the night to call. Right now, we need 7 calls.
That's all we need to break a record here at WEIU. We need you to call. We have 8 phone operators. Let's get them all busy. Who's going to be the first one? Right now, let that phone ring. In the meantime, I want to say thanks to Carolyn Trebs from Marshall. Thank you. Carol Duzan, thank you, Carol. And Nick Brown. His grandma Flossie was the first caller of the night.
Oh, yeah.
His grandfather was the fire chief for years and years. He would like to support his community of Marshall. Has always been a special place for him and his family. He's from Savoy. So there you go.
Thank you.
Kelly, we're going to throw it over to you. Let's see if we can get this going. Phone
Yes.
blitz.
How about Kelly gets it going? That would be great. I encourage everybody out there still up and hanging with us to call and support Marshall. This is our story. We need you 7 calls. That's all it's going to take to break a record here in the WEIU studios. So keep those phones ringing. Dan Cruz is sitting next to me, and we've just talked. He does have a challenge.
I've got a challenge.
Okay, let's hear it.
If you have ever been to Hatchet Man, call.
Hatchet Man.
Okay? So call us.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
And we know that a lot of people.
Okay. Oh, come on, Jesse.
There we have it.
We need 6 more.
We know that everybody that, of course, it's Miss
5
Rhett
more.
on the phone.
5 more.
We know how many people have been by the Hatchet Man Cemetery and heard all the spooky stories about that. So keep the calls coming. We appreciate it so much that you've stuck with us here at WEIU and Marshall. This is our story. Please call 6 more, 6 more, 6 more. Keep them coming. Jana, Kian.
We need 6 people. Right there's one.
5 more, I'm sure,
Come
right
on.
now.
Let's make sure it's a good one.
Let's
If
keep
that's-
this countdown
keep that
going.
You know what? The second we get that 7th call, we are going to
There's
clap,
another one right
and we're
there.
going to scream, and
There's
we're going to
another
do
one.
it. Damien's got it. Somebody's got it for them. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's get Mary Jane. Let's get Brian busy, and Karen, and Kelly's her name.
Yes.
Kelly's her name. Okay. How many we need?
We need, I don't know, but I think we need 4 or 5 more calls. You can break a record
on, let's
tonight,
get-
Marshall. You can do it. We know you have it in you. Some people have stayed with us all night in the studio, and they say, you know what, little towns like Marshall, they go to sleep early, they roll up the streets, but you know what? Not so much, because you keep calling in right now, and all we need is about 5 more calls,
5
and
more
you're gonna break
calls.
that record. Keep them coming. You can do it.
Is there a Marshall cheer at the end? Do we have one we can do? Does anybody know? I don't know, but we're going to find out because we need to get these people on the phone. The number's on the bottom of your screen. If you've watched this all night, give us a call. Kelly, back to you.
Oh boy, the last time that I had the microphone in my hand, I was able to get some people to call.
Yes.
So again, I don't think Marshall's totally asleep just yet. We know it's a little late, but we still want you to call. Look, Dan Cruz even got up
There we
from
go.
sitting
Come
next
on,
to
Kelly.
me
Keep
to
him-
go over and take a call from somebody that had called Jesse's line. So again, keep the calls coming. Mary Jane doesn't have anybody to talk to. Brian doesn't have anybody to talk to. He's sitting there checking out Damien, talking on the phone. We need you to call and keep the phones ringing. We know it's a little late, but there's still plenty of opportunity for you to support Marshall. This is our story. Kian, Jana, maybe you can get the troops rolling.
We got to get 4 people.
4 more calls.
people. Come on, right now, give us a call.
We have people that were part of this program from the very beginning, and they are here in the house with us right now, waiting for you to help celebrate and make this goal tonight. Make it happen, Marshall. You can do it.
Well, Marshall can do it. They are fighters. They're the Lions, for goodness sakes. You can do it right now. 4 more people. We are going to stay here. Let's get this celebration started and finished tonight. Good for you, Marshall. 4 people left. Who's going to be the first?
We've given so many shout outs tonight. We appreciate all the support that you've given. We just need to wrap it up. A few more calls, that's all it's going to take. If you've called and you've supported tonight, make sure that your friends and your neighbors and your family, anyone that you know, helps us meet this goal. 4 more calls.
4 more calls. Right now, let's thank Pizza Hut before we forget the evening. Pizza Hut was our supplier of our food tonight, so we want to thank Pizza Hut.
Mr. Bill King, thank you so much for supporting Marshall. This is our story, and the pizza came from the Marshall Pizza Hut. In fact, I had Bill King as my first employer, so I've known you for a very long time. We very much appreciate it. I'm glad we all came full circle.
Back to Kelly. Kelly, we need 4 people.
Oh, 4 more people. Okay. So if you've ever enjoyed Mill Creek Park, if you've ever traveled to Lincoln Trail State Park, if you've ever taken a big old dip or a belly flop off the diving board at the Marshall swimming pool, Hatchet Man we've mentioned, if you've been involved in the Marshall school system, if you've ever enjoyed Autumn Fest and all the fun entertainment that Autumn Fest has to offer, if you've traveled to the VFW or the American Legion and had a nice meal and maybe a beverage and enjoyed your friends, now is the time for you to call and say, you know what, I have enjoyed all of those festivities that Marshall has to offer. A small town with such big feel and big activities all season long. So please call and support Marshall. This is our story. This is your chance to maybe get your dad or grandfather or just a special man in your life something to cherish forever in a DVD. Marshall, this is our story. Keanne, Jana, get the troops rolling.
Okay, right now it looks like we have 59-60. We are 5 short.
Okay, we have a shout out to give to Eric Vaughn, who is enjoying the program tonight. Thank you so much for calling in. And Bruce Perrin, also from Charleston, called in tonight.
Bruce, thank you so much. He has always been a good supporter of WEIU. He works here at Eastern. Bruce is a great supporter of WEIU. So thank you, Bruce, for calling. I think we're wrong. He was 59, 60, 61. We are 4 away. We're still at 4. We're sitting there. Who's going to be that person to get us over the hump?
Let's wrap this up. Just like someone said earlier, Dan Cruz's story wrapped it up with a little bow. All you need to do is give us 4 more calls. We're going to wrap this up with a little bow, and we're going to call it a goal hit night.
Just think, if you're sitting there at home tonight and you don't call in, you're really, truly missing out. This is a great program. 38 storytellers from Marshall. We learned so much about Marshall. This program has encouraged us to go to Marshall, shop at Marshall, go to the band that's on Friday night. We've learned so much. So if we learn this much, what do you think other people are thinking?
There's another call right there.
There's another call right now.
Keep them coming. That may be 3 more.
This program is supporting your Marshall. It's your story. We want people to say, I want to go visit Marshall. I want to go to their sidewalk days, Autumn Fest. We want to go to that new pool. So right now, we're down to 3. We need 3 people right now. Don't let the night go away without you calling. I know that I'm one of those people that if you get a feeling in your heart that you need to do something, I'm sure you're sitting there saying, oh, I don't know. Now's the time to call. We need you to call right now. We have 3 people we need right now.
That's not hard to do. You can do it, Marshall.
Come
on. We know
on.
you're all about fight. We know you're all about community. We know you're all about family. And that's the one thing that we've learned throughout this whole entire program is how families are connected with one another throughout Marshall. It's hard to find somebody who's not related to somebody in Marshall.
That's right. Kelly, back to you. 3.
I know, and surely I can get 3 people to call. Call and say, yes, Dan, yes. Get Dan's phone to ring, get my phone to ring, get all of these lovely folks that have stayed with us all evening long. There's Miss Rhett. She needs a throat lozenge because that poor woman has been on the phone all night long talking to sweet folks like you out there watching. Again, Marshall, this is our story. This is your opportunity to have a piece of Marshall's history in your home forever. All the wonderful stories. Rick Metzger sharing the story of Velsico and all of those memories that he has about the smell. And what was the chemical, everyone?
Chloridane.
Chloridane, yes, the smell of that. He said, when I was talking to Rick, he said, up until about 10 years ago, he would still step outside and he'd take a deep breath, and he said, I could still smell that in the air. There's the class of 58. I tell you what, the staff here at WEIU, we had a hoot going through all of those photos, and I know one of our production staff members, Jeff Owen, said, I bet you that guy was the linebacker on the football team. Just fun times, and everybody in the studio here has been sharing stories, looking looking at old jackets, old Lettermans, old cheerleading outfits. Our director, Fred Peralta, said, if somebody gives me $10,000, I'll put that cheerleading skirt on. So we've just had a ball here. And you were going to...
I would like to see that. We need 2 people.
Dan, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Dan. Get 2 people to call.
Please call. We and especially anyone with $10,000, because I'd love to see Fred in a cheerleading outfit.
We would love to see Fred in a cheerleading outfit. 2 more calls, Jana Kean.
2 more calls. Can you imagine? We've had the most fantastic night here tonight. We need 2 more people. Yay! We need 2 more people. That's all we need. If there is not 2 people out there watching right now who haven't called, I would be shocked.
You know,
2 people.
Marshall has met every single goal,
Yes,
every
they
single
have.
break tonight.
Yes, they have.
And we can go out with a cheer and a hoot and a holler and a cowbell and whatever else we want to do in here, dance and shake it. We just need 2 more calls to hit that last final goal. Who is going to be the person or 2 people to call us right now? That's what we need.
And then we can celebrate. I can get these heels off my feet. They're killing me. But right now, 2 people. We don't want to leave tonight. If you're out there and we have come so close to our goal, if you're one of those people that say, you know what, I'm going to be a part of something great. Oh, my shoes. Thank you. Now, if you were wearing these, would they hurt your feet? Yes, they would. Okay.
Oh,
thank you,
goodness
Ramin.
sakes.
He's
Let's
real
give out
funny.
some thank yous.
Yes, thank yous. Larry and Jenny Strom. Larry and Jeannie Strom.
Thank you.
Warren and Ann Strom.
And this says her dad was fire chief for 53 years. Pat, can you believe that? He's our fire chief.
Yes.
Members of Clark County Fair, and her husband was businessman in Marshall for 57 years.
Thank you,
wow,
Strom
lots of history
family.
there.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
also have Mariana Schaefer, from Marshall. So what do we need? 2 more calls. 2 more calls. 2 more calls. 2 more calls. Bring it home, Marshall. 2 more calls. You can do it. Come on, that's all we need. 2 more calls.
Big Mike called. Oh my
Big Mike
gosh,
called.
Big Mike called. So is he on this list? Yeah, right. Hey, we need one.
Big Mike, love you, baby.
Okay.
We
so
need one more call.
We need one more call.
One more call.
That's all we need. Who's
Kelly,
going to be the last one?
Come on, bring it home, baby. You can do it.
I think I've got the magic mic. I think I can get 2 people to call.
Okay.
2 more.
You at home right
See?
now. Call.
See?
Call.
This is my bud right here. Dan and I.
You right there.
I know they're getting ready. They're
getting ready.
They're picking it up.
And we're ready. Karen's
We're
ready.
ready. We're ready. Mary Jane's over there ready. Brian's ready. Damien's ready. Jesse's over there ready to pick up. They're all staring at me like, get the phones to ring.
Okay,
I'm doing my part.
We got a cameraman here. Ramin, scan the people and look into the cameras.
There we
He's
go.
going by. Tell him to call you.
Call me.
Call you.
Call me. Please.
We need one person. One person. You've got to know one of these people here. Come on.
I'm here and I'm ready.
Rhett is ready. If anybody is ready, more ready than Rhett, it's amazing. Rhett has been a great supporter. Everybody in this room who has stayed this late to support this program says a lot about the people of Marshall.
Yes,
so
it does.
We need one person. There's got to be one person.
Who's going to be that last one to call tonight?
So quiet. Come on, we'll celebrate. We will
We can do
celebrate
it.
you.
You can do it, Marshall. That's all we got to do. One more call. Let's get this party going.
And all these great people can go home and go back to Marshall and celebrate with you tomorrow because you know you're going to see them.
Yay! Do it. We knew you'd do it. And Brad got the phone call right there.
Oh my gosh, this has been a fabulous night. We are so happy. It's fitting.
We're going to get a name right here in just a moment.
Let's thank some of our underwriters.
Okay, we want to thank Quality Lime. We want to thank, I don't have anything here in front of me. I don't want to miss anybody.
Gerald Forsyth.
Jerry Forsyth. First Bank, the City of Marshall, the Chamber of Commerce.
Rhett Smitley.
Yargus,
Rhett Smitley.
Manufacturing, Rhett Smitley, ZFTRW. Rick Metzger gave some additional funding for the program, and we appreciate that. First Bank. Read them off to me, Kate. You got it right over there.
City of Marshall.
Interstar.
Interstar.
There they are.
There
We
they
don't
are.
want to forget anybody
Latte
because
dough.
everybody who has contributed to this program tonight has been special and unique, and you've really brought it home tonight, Marshall.
Latido was another one that helped with our premiere night. We are so thrilled that you all stepped up tonight and really supported a great program on Marshall.
Give me that
The
name.
last person, we're getting her name right now.
Oh, just a minute.
What's
Dave.
the name?
They're getting ready to cut off. and
Dave.
Getting ready to
it's-
cut off, so you're talking to Rhett right now. We want to celebrate you, so we're going to find out what the name is.
Okay.
But this is in memory of his mother.
Memory in
And
his
he's going, Catherine Lau,
Catherine.
and he's going to donate the video to the Marshall Library.
Very nice.
See, now he's the second one that brought
Yeah.
tears to my
Okay.
eyes tonight.
Okay.
This is a gentleman from Marshall, doesn't want recognition, but is giving the DVD to the Marshall Public Library in honor of his mother tonight.
That's great.
So
That's great.
that's the way to finish tonight. Marshall, this is our story brought to you by the people of Marshall, 38 storytellers, wonderful friends and family of WEIU.
Another great story. Thank you, everybody. Thank
you,
you.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Marshall.
Woo!
Good job.
Yay!
Let's hear that again. He says, I think I can hear him.
Marshall, This Is Our Story is made possible in part by Gerald R. Forsyth, proud to support this program, a patron of education, community programs, and improvements in the Marshall, Illinois area. Gerald R. Forsyth hopes you enjoy Marshall, This Is Our Story on WEIU. The City of Marshall. In an effort to maintain and enhance the local economy, the City of Marshall is taking an active role in community growth in Marshall, Illinois, with a progressive attitude while maintaining a rich history and tradition. The Marshall Chamber of Commerce supports business, tourism, and economic development in the Marshall area. Located in downtown Marshall, the Marshall Chamber of Commerce is excited in their support of Marshall. This is our story. ZFTRW Automotive. ZFTRW is a primary developer and producer of active and passive safety systems and serves all major vehicle manufacturers worldwide. The Quality Lime Company supports the efforts of all the storytellers and supporters of Marshall. This is our story on WEIU. Enjoy the program from everyone at the Quality Lime Company of Marshall. Interstar Electric Cooperative, your locally owned electric cooperative, pledges to serve its members with integrity, accountability, innovation, and a commitment to community. Interstar is proud to bring you Marshall. This is our story. First Bank of Marshall, providing financial services to households, agriculture, and small businesses in the Marshall, Illinois area. First Bank is pleased to be part of Marshall. This is our story. Yargis Manufacturing produces industrial blending and material handling equipment. Yargis shows its dedication to the growth and development of Marshall and the surrounding areas by providing both financial and community involvement and supporting Marshall. This is our story. Rhett Smitley, in honor of her husband Joe. Rhett's motto for Marshall is, "You may come as a stranger, but you'll leave as a friend." Additional support for Marshall, This Is Our Story, comes from Latte Dough at 1206 Archer in Marshall and by Rick Metzger of Marshall. Thank you for your support.